Do you remember the last time you had a disagreement with someone? Was it about something small, like who's better, Marvel or DC? Or was it about something bigger, like is climate change real or should we reinstate mass mandates? Whether big or small, how did you feel during this disagreement? What did you do? Did you think, what does she know, or he doesn't understand? Did you get angry and shout? Or worse, did you walk away from the conversation altogether? As humans, we are supposed to be masters of communication. Why is it then that we find it so hard to have constructive conversations? Now, more than ever, we must rejuvenate the act of social discourse and find new and better ways of engaging with each other. Otherwise, we risk living in a polarized world where we are unable to resolve vital issues like climate change and global health. So what exactly is a constructive conversation? Well, what if I told you that you already know? Do you remember the last time you had a really good conversation with someone where you felt engaged, inspired, as if you had made a real connection with the other person? This conversation wasn't about being right or wrong. It was about exchanging ideas and coming up with new solutions. This is a constructive conversation, and these conversations are essential to our way of life. Throughout history, humans have used conversations as a universal tool for sharing our different beliefs, cultures, and identities. Communication is vital to the progress of our civilization. When we lose the ability to engage with people with different perspectives, we develop an us versus them mentality that dehumanizes our opponents and threatens the stability of our relationships. So what prevents us from having constructive conversations? The very first obstacle is fear. There is fear of confrontation, of saying something in anger, or fear of failure, of saying something wrong. There is also the fear of losing an important relationship. Is it better to say nothing at all and keep the peace, or stand our ground and risk losing a relationship we care about? We may also fear what we have to lose, despite the possible benefits of change. For example, if someone refuses to engage in a discussion on climate change, it's not because they don't care about the planet, but because they are afraid that accepting the possibility of climate change, that will mean that they will have to change their way of life. Beyond fear, the greatest struggle we face in having constructive conversations is the need to be right. We become so invested in our viewpoint that we eliminate the space for compromise. We perceive our point of view to be the holy grail, and it becomes as simple as I'm right and you're wrong. Stephen Covey, eminent author, put it beautifully when he said, "Most of us don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with the intent to reply." Subconsciously, we like to feel right because it makes us feel secure by reinforcing our existing beliefs and values. When someone denies our beliefs and values, we subconsciously feel as if they're disagreeing with our identity. And why would anyone want to give up their very own identity just to agree with someone else? The more we stay stuck in needing to be right and needing to reinforce our own beliefs, the less likely we are to listen to different perspectives, to engage, and to have constructive conversations. So how then do we go on to actually having these conversations? Based on my research, I've come up with a 3-part framework to help us. It consists of let go, understand, and engage. Let's discuss the first part. Let go. Instead of thinking of disagreements as a negative experience, what if we thought of them as energizing or an opportunity for creative exchange? We would have to let go of our fear of confrontation, of failure, of losing our relationships. Although I should point out that a relationship where you cannot state your opinion already lacks connection. We would also have to be willing to let go of our need to be right. This does not mean relinquishing our beliefs and values. We just have to approach the conversation with compassion instead of pride. The second stage is understanding which beliefs and values are driving your agenda. Are you arguing against climate change because you don't believe in the science behind it, or because you're afraid you might have to stop using fossil fuels? Try to understand other people's perspectives and what's really stopping them from making a change. The final stage is engagement. Instead of approaching the conversation with fear or anger, approach it with curiosity, with the intent to learn something new. A good conversation also requires a balance between talking and listening. As Celeste Headley, renowned radio journalist, once said, "If all you want to do is talk, write a blog." In order to engage, we have to find common ground. If a person does not want a COVID vaccine, it does not matter how many facts you throw at them, it will not change their mind. Instead, begin the conversation with something you both value, such as not getting COVID. Offer ideas that are consistent with other people's priorities and values. Katharine Hayhoe, famed climate scientist, used the same technique to convince Republicans of the importance of climate change. She succeeded by reframing this issue in terms of core Republican values. These videos were aired in real time, and public opinion was tracked in districts featuring a significant number of Republicans. Results showed that Republican acceptance of the importance of climate change increased significantly after watching the videos. Why? Well, as Dr. Hayhoe said, she started the conversation with values that Republicans identified with. Today, more than ever, where we live in a polarized world in which people refuse to work together to resolve significant issues like climate change and global health, we must learn to have positive, productive conversations. We must be willing to let go of our fears, understand each other's perspectives, and engage in difficult conversations so that we may rejuvenate our social discourse. We can invest in our future by educating our youth on how to have these conversations. We can practice by seeking out people we disagree with a genuine curiosity to learn something new. We hold the potential to resolve issues that will help us build the foundation for a brighter tomorrow. And it all starts with a constructive conversation. Thank you.